like Pastor CJ. Guys, if we have any issues, I'm on an iPad. I don't know how Apple works, so give me grace. All right, so as I was reading Church is a Team Sport by Pastor CJ, one quote really stuck out to me above everything else. Shouldn't have ran, I'm out of breath. You can't choose your season, but you can choose your spirit. Now, when I would tell friends here what I was gonna speak on, they'd look at me and they go, Neil, that's so perfect for you. The reason that that's perfect is because I'm now on the other side of one of the hardest seasons of my life. And it's because of two words that I followed closely in the grace of God that I've come out on the other side stronger and wiser. It was just over a year ago, on April 11th of 2019, that my wife walked out on our marriage without any opportunity for reconciliation. She left me high and dry, unsure of where to go or what to do, with nothing left. The devil continued to try to creep his way in, tried to tear me down, tried to set me up for failure. Out of nowhere, I was ripped from a season of delight to a season of despair. I was in a season that was out of my control. I couldn't control what she had done or chosen to do. I couldn't control the relationship status. I couldn't control anything. The only thing that I could control was my spirit. I could control what I was gonna say, what I was gonna do, and ultimately I was in control of dealing with the blow that had just landed. In the summer of 2019, the devil attacked me hard. Not only was I walking through divorce, but my house's air conditioning stopped working, my refrigerator died, and a few months later, my mom told me that she may have cancer, but we'd have to wait 30 days to find out the test results. Thankfully, they came back negative. The devil attempted to fill my head with fear. He attempted to pull me away from the Lord, and he attempted to just tell me that I was worthless, that my wife left because I wasn't good enough, and just all the lies. All right, let's back it up. February of 2019, 2 months before my wife walked out. I was at a youth group retreat with my old church. We were teaching the students about memory verses, how do you memorize scripture, what place does that play in your life, how it sets you up. One of the leaders and a good friend was talking about a specific verse. He had followed it closely his entire life, and it set him up to be the man that he was. That was Philippians 2, 14 through 15. It says, do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation. Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky. Now, I wasn't sure why, but the first time I heard this, it stuck like glue on a shoe. Like I heard it and I just could never forget it. I might not remember the verse title, the name, but I knew that verse. Do everything without complaining or grumbling. This verse correlates with the first word that I attribute to saving me, and that's your attitude. Your attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference, said Winston Churchill. Your attitude is something that you can always control. It doesn't matter what you're walking through or what the devil's attacking you with. You get to choose to control that attitude. You might be walking through the loss of financial control. You might be going through parenting struggles or whatever else it might be, but we get to control our attitude. We get to take our thoughts captive. We get to not allow self-deprecation into our mind, and we get to keep control of that. So as I'm walking through the summer of 2019, I'm trying to just control my attitude, think about that, and twist everything that's happening for the positive. So for example, my air conditioner broke. My grandma, she's 91 years old, and she has not had air conditioning one day in her life. If grandma can handle it, I can handle it. Just saying. My refrigerator died. But you know what, I'm a single dude. I live off frozen pizza and pasta. You know, if my refrigerator dies, that's one thing. Losing the freezer, that was a bit of a blow though. When my mom told me that she may have cancer, I wasn't overcome with the feeling of fear or anxiety, but instead I was filled with this peace feeling. Like I knew that I had no control over what was happening. I couldn't control the cancer, I couldn't control the doctor, the treatment. All that I knew is that God had a plan, and that the best thing for me to do was just trust that plan and just allow God to take it and just run with it. Let's dive back in and look at another scripture. Proverbs 13:20. Walk with the wise and become wise. For the companion of fools suffer harm. So if you look at how your attitude compares and how to keep your attitude positive through trials and tribulations, and now we need to look at the second word with his actions. Your attitude should complement your actions. If you go through life with a positive attitude, it's gonna result in having positive actions. If you go through life always negative, thinking the worst of everything, you're gonna end up making more negative choices. So, following Scripture's advice, I took the next steps to walk with the wise. I had a friend that served here in City Kids, and I reached out and I was like, hey, can you help me get connected? So he connected me with Pastor Josh and Kim, and I began serving in Clubhouse. The first time that I served, I knew that I had a calling for it. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I feel fulfilled. So I began serving every single Sunday for 2 services, even though that's not technically the way that we're supposed to do things here. But I was like, you know what, I need to be here. And Pastor Josh and Kim were like, this is where you're supposed to be. It was through serving under Pastor Josh and Kim that I'd refound that sense of community and love that I had so recently lost. So following along with those action steps, early June, I decided to take another step of action. I joined the City Youth Ministry. I served under Pastor Jordan and Rachel, and it was through that ministry that I truly felt like my sense of healing had just been expedited. I had gone from pain and alone to just having a group of people that were so united and together in everything they did. And you could go there and be like, guys, I'm struggling with this, and they would just build you up no matter what. They didn't care what you're going through. They just wanted to be there to love you. It was through that ministry that I grasped how important both your attitude and your actions are. I decided that I was going to hustle from God instead of hide from God. It would have been way easier living on a farm in the middle of nowhere. I could have stayed out there. I could have been alone. I could have just been mad about my situation, about my wife walking out. But I was like, you know what? No, that's not what I should do. I decided that I was gonna face my situation head on and just trust that God had a plan. As Jim Collins in Great by Choice says, the key to success is taking it 20 miles at a time. So I decided I'm gonna make the active decision to follow through on this. I'm gonna keep my attitude in check. I'm gonna make decisions and actions that are gonna be positive and gonna be beneficial. The more that we slip up in life, the more of an opportunity that gives the devil to just grab you and pull you down. The ability to transcend life's adversity is an essential feature in becoming a great leader. We're all going to face adversity every single day. Hopefully the adversity we face isn't walking through divorce or the death of a loved one. You know, some days it's gonna be something small. Like you spilled your grande ice sugar-free vanilla latte with soy milk all over your new white dress. But you know, as we face adversity in life, we're gonna have 2 options. Option number 1 is you let adversity rule over you. You let that devil take hold of you and just pull you down and you just say, all right, I give up, it's over. Option 2 is we rule over adversity and we seize the day. As Mr. Keating says to his class, carpe diem, seize the day, boys and girls, make your lives extraordinary. So, as we recap, remember, you can't choose your season, but you get to choose your spirit. Your attitude needs to complement your actions. Michael Jordan had a saying. He would say, my attitude is that if you push me towards something that you think is a weakness, I'm going to take that perceived weakness and turn it into a strength. It's important to remember that words are also actions, and actions are a kind of words. Ralph Waldo Emerson. So I leave you with this. Are the actions that you are taking today setting you up to walk with the wise or frolic with the foolish?